Morning. My name is Michael. My Dharma name is Yuan Young. And welcome to our special self-transformation and naming ceremony, which you'll find out today are related. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the self-transformation part. On August 21st, 1919, Master Sotaesan gathered his 9 disciples together after a 100-day retreat, where they retreated separately to seek out their true nature and their connection with the true nature of heaven and earth. And they gathered together again at the end, and he found that they had reached a level where they were ready to become true bodhisattvas and to join with him to establish this religion of Won Buddhism. And at that time, he celebrated with them by giving them new names, new Dharma names and new Dharma titles to celebrate and to say that they were reborn as these new figures in the world that would bring this new religion to the world in all 10 directions. So today we celebrate that first naming ceremony, that first self-transformation ceremony. And we also celebrate new members of our Sangha in joining us and receiving Dharma names too. So this is a very important day in Won Buddhism, a hallowed day for us, and we're very happy to celebrate it today. We waited a little while longer so that we could have Reverend Gong with us, and we're very happy that all of our Kyominams are here and all of you are here to celebrate this hallowed day. So thank you for being here. Now let's listen to the story of this day.
When Won Buddhism began in the early 1900s, Korea was a poor country with few resources. The country is a small mountainous peninsula, so any extra piece of land for farming is of great value. In 1918, 2 years after Sotaesan's Great Enlightenment, he directed a levee project to fill in some marshland to make some more land for farming. This project modeled his teaching motto.
Body and mind come together. Truth and life work together.
To fund the levee project, Sotaesan's followers practiced thrift and diligence by setting up a savings association. Once enough funds were gathered, Sotaesan and his followers started to build a dike to protect a stretch of land from the sea. In those days, there were no bobcats and no bulldozers, and creating such a large dike solely by hand and with wheelbarrows seemed impossible. Some people in the village ridiculed the project. Nonetheless, Sotaesan's followers had faith in their teacher, and they willingly did hard physical labor, carrying mountains of dirt. With Sotaesan's great leadership, the levee project was completed in 1919. The 23 newly created acres of fertile land provided the initial stage of Won Buddhism's development. After finishing the levee project, the master selected his 9 most faithful followers and guided them to pray for the deliverance of human beings from suffering. The 9 disciples regularly hiked to the tops of 9 mountains and prayed for human beings to become masters of mind and body instead of being enslaved by material power.
These days, material and technological civilization grows daily with immense power, while the human spirit that should be making use of material things has steadily weakened. Due to this, there is no peace of mind in the world. Please pray that human beings may become free from suffering and not controlled by material power. Your mind is the mind of heaven. If you deeply concentrate and are completely free of selfishness, you will move the heavens and your prayers will be answered.
Following Sotaesan's guidance, the 9 disciples prayed every day with single-mindedness. After 100 days on August 21st, 1919, Sotaesan and the 9 disciples sat down in a circle. In the center, there was a bowl of water to symbolize pure spirit.
You have been consistently praying, but I don't see any signs that your prayers have been heard. Please check within yourself to see whether your prayers have been completely sincere, without any distraction from your self-attached nature. Let me ask you, are you willing to sacrifice everything for the deliverance of all suffering beings? Are you willing to manifest your prayer into action, even at the cost of your own life?
Up to that time in Korea, the intentional sacrifice of one's life was considered an honorable and deeply poignant way of expressing dedication to an important cause.
Dear teacher, it is a great honor for us to dedicate our lives and save the many people who are suffering. We are overwhelmed that you trust us and that you have chosen us.
This is a critical moment for humanity. I've asked you if you are willing to sacrifice your lives, and you have said yes. If you have any remaining concerns or worries, please share them now.
Several disciples voiced their concerns.
Even though I'm willing to sacrifice my life, I'm worried about my elderly mother, who would be left alone.
Yes, I'm concerned about my children growing up without a father.
And the youngest disciple, Chongsan, said,
My primary concern is for you, dear Master Sotaesan. I fear that you may have to endure hardships from those who do not understand why you have asked us to sacrifice our lives.
Your concerns are understandable, but humanity's future is at stake. So, in demonstration of your wholehearted devotion and sincerity, put your thumbprint under your name.
Teacher, there is no ink for us to use.
Then just use water.
To show their resolve without using ink, each disciple first dipped his thumb into some water and then pressed it onto a piece of white paper. After this, Sotaesan and his disciples walked out of the room. The disciples headed toward the mountains, where they intended to surrender their lives with deepest sincerity for the good of all. Sotaesan walked back inside, and then he found that the thumbprints had turned red. With excitement, he ran outside and called the disciples back.
Come and look. Your thumbprints have turned as red as blood. Your minds have moved the divine spirits of heaven and earth. As of this moment, you have fully dedicated yourselves to selfless service for the world. Therefore, whenever in the future you are carrying out your work, despite all hardships and mortal dangers, do not allow your conviction of today to change.
The 9 disciples were overjoyed. Their faces shone with the light of liberation and the realization of what had happened. Sote-san then took the paper in hand, evidence of a single heart and mind, and burned it as an offering of deep gratitude for the sign of approval from heaven and earth. Turning toward the disciples, he then gave each of them their Dharma names and honorary titles as symbols that their individual selves had died and their greater selves had been born.
Wow, thank you. That was an amazing, amazing Dharma play, and it really connects our shared history with a lot of messages that really resonate in today. I want to thank our teen actors, Adam, Ishan, and Ava, our Sote-san, played by John, and of course our amazing narrator, played by Jen. Now, children, please follow Reverend Ziyang to the residence and garden for the kids' meditation.
Page 4, Yongju Prayer Chant. Yongju
천지여와 동일체
切，阿有成吉动心中，成吉用吉阿心中，门萨有耶阿心中，成吉有阿动一切，阿有成吉动心中，成吉用吉阿心中，门萨有耶阿心中，成吉有阿动一切，阿有成吉动心中。成吉用吉阿心中，门萨有耶阿心中，成吉有阿动一切，阿有成吉动心中，成吉用吉阿心中，门萨有耶阿心中，成吉有阿动一切，阿有成吉动心中，成吉用吉阿心中，门萨有耶阿心中。成吉有阿动一切，阿有成吉动心中，成吉用吉阿心中，门萨有耶阿心中，成吉有阿动一切，阿有成吉动心中，成吉用吉阿心中，门萨有耶阿心中，成吉有阿动一切，阿有成吉动心中。成吉用吉阿心中，门萨有耶阿心中，成吉有阿动一切，阿有成吉动心中。
Palms together. Grace of sky and earth, grace of parents, fellow beings, and laws. O Dharmakaya Buddha Fourfold Grace, today we observe a historical moment in One Buddhism. We celebrate the anniversary of self-transformation and dedication of Sotaesan's first 9 disciples. Dear 9 founding fathers of One Buddhism, we thank you, we honor you, and your dedicated vision. The founding spirit of One Buddhism, a willingness to dedicate ourselves fully, without any hesitation, to the Dharma and to all sentient beings, guides us to transform our small individual selves into greater selves. The world is in great crisis, from climate change, natural disasters, and domestic and international conflict. We human beings hurt each other because of our greed, fear, anger, and delusion. May we deeply look into our attachments to self and into our habits of unmindful consumption. May we understand that we have the infinite capacity to be kind and harmonious regardless of our differences. May our egoistic selves be transformed with the threefold practice, cultivating equanimity, wisdom, and mindful choice in action. With a vow to serve all sentient beings, may our flowers of selfless service bloom. Today, our community celebrates Joanne Reeves, Carol Golin, Paige Doster Grimes, and Cassandra Hansen, who are receiving Dharma names with open and joyful hearts. Individually and as a community, we bless their spiritual rebirth and commitment. May Joanne, Carol, Paige, and Cassie be blessed and guided to embody the meaning of their Dharma names and attain Buddhahood. This we pray with one mind and one heart. Namu Amitabha. Namu Amitabha. Namu Amitabha. Namu Amitabha. Let us together pause in silence for a while. Sutra chanting, 일원상vow, first in Korean and then English. You're welcome to join us anytime. Page 6. 일원상서원무 일원은 하나보다 대입청소에 오르무초월을 생사문인과 천지부모동포법률을 고노니 제불조사범부중생의 성품을 능이성유상하고 능이성무상하여 유상으로 보면 상주불멸로 여여자연하여 무량세계를 전개하여 무상으로 보면 우주의 성류계공과 만물의 생로병사 사생의 심신작용을 따라 육도로 변화를 시켜 혹은 진급으로 혹은 강급으로 혹은 생어예로 혹은 해생어은으로 이와 같이 무량세계를 전개하였나니 우리 어리석은 중생 이법신불리 원상을 제받아서 심신을 원만하게 수호하는 공부를 하며 또는 사리를 원만하게 하는 공부를 하며 또는 심신을 원만하게 사용하는 공부를 지성으로 하여 징글이 되고 은혜는 입을시언정 강급이 되고 대독은 잊지 아니하기로써 일원의 위력을 얻도록까지 서원하고 일원의 세성에 합하도록까지 서원하고. Page 9. 일원성법 일원 is the realm of samadhi beyond birth and speech, gateway of birth and death, transcending being and non-being, the origin of heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings, and lost true nature of all Buddhas, enlightened masters, unenlightened people, and sentient beings. Ilwan manifests as both permanence and impermanence, viewed as permanence. Ilwan unfolds into an infinite world that is ever abiding, spontaneous, just as it is, viewed as impermanence. Ilwan unfolds into infinite worlds through the cycle of formation, duration, decay, and extinction of the universe, and the birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings, according to how we use our minds and bodies. In the four forms of birth, they transform through the 6 realms of existence.
progressing or regressing with grace arising from harm or harm from grace. Therefore we unawakened beings vow to practice wholeheartedly, modeling ourselves after once on the Dharma Kaya Buddha, by cultivating our minds and bodies deeply, knowing human affairs and universal principles thoroughly, and using our minds and bodies skillfully, thus progressing rather than regressing, and receiving grace rather than harm, until we attain the great empowerment of one, and become one with the nature of one.
Dharmakaya Buddha, fourfold grace. I, Carolyn Mullen, devote myself to cultivating a new mind, body, and spirit. Please watch over and bless my Dharma path as I follow the threefold practice and a life of gratitude. May my practice stay heartfelt and consistent, regardless of the conditions and changes in my life. I understand that my new Dharma name signifies my rebirth as a sincere Won Buddhist practitioner. As I receive my Dharma name and embody its meaning, I vow to practice again and again with an open mind and heart, until I am one with the nature of ill one. Now, with the beginner's mind, I wholeheartedly receive the first 10 precepts.
Please join us in standing bows or kneeling bows to the 10 precepts. Number 1, do not kill without due cause. Two, do not steal. Number 3, do not commit sexual misconduct. 4. Do not consume intoxicants without due cause. 5. Do not gamble or play idle games. 6. Do not use harsh speech. 7. Do not fight without due cause. 8. Do not embezzle public funds. 9. Do not borrow or lend money between close friends without due cause. 10. Do not smoke tobacco without due cause.
We are welcoming Dharma name recipients. First, Joanne Reeves, please come forward. Joanne Reeves, your Dharma name is Qi Gong, which means peacefully commanding the self, upholding Dharma and Sangha. Qi means it's like you are the owner and main host of this temple and your practice. An means comfortable and restful. Chu An, Joanne. Dharma name is Chu An. Together, Chu An. Chu An. Congratulations, Chu An, Joanne. Joanne, Joanne.
Good morning, my beautiful Sangha around me. I'm Joanne. That's kind of easy to remember. My spiritual journey began as a child growing up in a small Baptist church. I was baffled from an early age because no one else seemed to question the doctrine. I constantly asked why, and was told because, with no explanation. Even as a young child, I felt a spiritual connection to the universe, but was not sure how to proceed. I wish I could tell my young self that I just needed to keep on my path and keep asking questions. A couple of weeks ago on my vacation, I heard the chimes from a church across the lake playing hymns I recognized from my childhood. I was overcome by the gratitude and warmth I felt for the people who nurtured me in my childhood. In that little Baptist church, I was given a solid base of faith with which to continue my journey. For many years, I pursued a solo spiritual journey, studying Tara Brach, the Dalai Lama, Thich Nhat Hanh, Bill Wilson, and even reading the Bible with adult eyes. My problem with a solo spiritual journey is that I spent most of my time with my own thoughts, often a disturbing and confusing place. In January 2020, 3 months before the pandemic, I attended a newcomer introductory class at the Won Buddhist Temple. I was intrigued with Won Buddhism's threefold practice: cultivating the spirit, inquiry into human affairs and universal principles, and choice and action. I was anxious to learn more. I distinctly remember my first time in the Dharma Hall. Even when Reverend Ginger told me to stop talking to my friend before the service, I just smiled. I was home. It was not the only time I've ever been told to be quiet. Sitting beside members of this Sangha in meditation is a rich experience that grows more meaningful to me the longer I sit on my cushion. Recently, during my scripture study with Reverend Sean, I realized that I'm exactly where I need to be today, learning to know, nurture, and use my mind, which is perfect and complete, utterly impartial, and selfless like Il Wan Sang. To be encouraged to learn and ask questions for a clear understanding of Dharma is a joyful freedom. Time with our Reverends is a gift that everyone should allow themselves, and I encourage you to spend time cleaning, organizing, weeding, watering, etc. You will most often leave with a snack and wise Dharma words to contemplate. I am also inspired by the willingness of my fellow Sangha members to invite questions and reveal their experiences through Dharma studies, retreats, walks in the woods, and sharing their daily lives. I am humbled to be given a Dharma name today as I continue my study and practice of Won Buddhism. I know that this is not an honorific title. Instead, it signifies my willingness to continue my spiritual journey while deepening my understanding of Won Buddhism. Thank you to all of you here today and online. You allow me to stand in the forest among your knowledge and love. I am a grateful woman.
Now, Carol Golin. Carol Golin. Your Dharma name is Wan Lin, which means calm and clear spirit sparkling in the truth of Ilwan. Wan Lin. Carol Golin's Dharma name is Wan Lin. Wan Lin. Congratulations.
Good morning, everyone. My spiritual journey has always been, even when I didn't really know it or call it that, an endeavor to return to my true nature. Every moment of our lives, really, as I see it, is a step on a path to our true nature. Whether we're moving towards it or away, each step is on that path. I have a fleeting memory from early childhood of feeling filled with infinite love, purity, tranquility, and expansiveness, while also telling myself, don't lose this, don't forget this feeling. But growing up as a human in a distracting and judgmental world, I experienced pain and loss, as we all do, and I was taught to distrust my own perceptions, thoughts, and feelings along the way. So for a while, I did lose a hold on this expansive clarity, but periodically, I glimpsed it, and it was pushing me along a sacred path. Although I was raised in a secular family void of spiritual discussions, I always felt an affinity to something greater than myself, beyond myself, and a curiosity about the universe, how it worked and why. Throughout my life, I found many delightful sources of wisdom: philosophy, anthropology, physics and chemistry, the Dalai Lama, Thich Nhat Hanh, Lao Tzu, Yogananda, the Torah, poetry, and others. Practicing medicine, attending various religious services, being with nature, and regular meditation and yoga practices. My spiritual path taught me that I needed to slow down, to let go and just be. When I did slow down enough, I saw that the present moment is really all that we have. Each moment, a wave, disappearing and dissolving into an ocean of stillness. By deepening my awareness of each moment, my practice helped me in daily life. Seeing things closer to how they really are, their interconnectedness, and that I was not the separate self I had thought I was, helped me have enough equanimity, compassion, and hope to go on with life when things were difficult. Many years ago, when our kids were 9 and 11, my husband died unexpectedly through a heart attack, leaving me to support and raise our beautiful children on my own. Through my spiritual practice, I gradually learned that I had control over how I perceived and felt about experiences in my life. I could cultivate joy instead of despair, gratitude for the blessings I had instead of resentment over what was missing. Seeing and practicing this truth was a game-changing revolution that helped me get through each day. Then about 7 years ago, some friends brought me to a service here. I felt at home. The serene and simple architecture reminded me of Unitarian churches and Reformed Judaism temples I had attended. WontempleNC's gentle voice was welcoming. Dharma talks helped me understand Buddhist and Taoist concepts I had been pondering on my own. Meditating and discussing with a Sangha was very powerful, something I hadn't even known I was missing. The threefold practice and fourfold grace gave me concrete intuitive tools to apply toward living a good life and benefiting others. Receiving a Dharma name is the right next step for me on this path. Practicing Won Buddhism in the last several years, I profoundly appreciate the immeasurable gifts this temple, its generous cumenims, and the Sangha have given me. They have led me closer to understanding my true nature, teaching me that each of us is already good, whole, and complete. Won Buddhist scriptures emphasize that dedication is crucial to success. In receiving a Dharma name, I dedicate myself sincerely to my practice on a spiritual path. As the German poet Goethe said, quote, "Unless there is commitment, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back." But there's one elemental truth. The moment one definitely commits oneself, all sorts of things begin to happen that would never otherwise have occurred, which no one could have dreamed, unquote. My hope is that as I continue this journey, I will pause more and look more deeply at what is to help me then apply greater clarity to everything I do each day. Thank you. I am so grateful.
Now, Paige Doster. Paige Doster Grimes or Grimes? Grimes. Paige Doster Grimes. Your Dharma name is Dojin. Steadfastly progressing on the path of a Tao. Dojin. Paige's Dharma name is Dojin. Dojin. Congratulations.
Good morning, everyone. I was told it was okay if I moved that a little. So usually, I feel like I have a pretty good way with words, and I don't typically struggle when trying to express myself. But explaining my relationship to Won Buddhism has been really hard to put on paper. How can I describe that which is often paradoxical, eternally challenging, and even beyond beyond the realm of words and speech? Luckily for me, some of the right words fell into my lap, quite literally. I was reading a book of short stories, and I encountered a translation of the following text by the Japanese author Banana Yashimoto. She writes, "I'm always interested in seeing deeply into the heart of things. Seeing into the heart of things is very different from seeing things through a personal, subjective lens. Your mind throws out all kinds of distractions, your own interpretations and opinions, feelings of aversion, but you let them go and you delve deeper. Keep doing this, and at some point you reach the final prospect, the last vista of the thing, beyond which there's no further to go. When you get there, the air quiets and everything becomes limpid. You sense that you're very much on your own. At the same time, something tells you that someone from somewhere, at some point, once arrived at the same view." These words express a part of what my practice means to me. Won Buddhism is a lived philosophy and a way of experiencing the world that helps me dive more deeply into the heart of things. It's a practice that wipes the fog from my personal subjective lens so that I can see more clearly. Perhaps most importantly, it represents a community and a space where I can find refuge, where the air quiets and everything becomes a little more clear. 6 years ago, I visited the Raleigh Temple for an evening meditation. At first, the practice was a vague concept to me, and I wasn't totally sure what I'd stumbled into. But I quickly saw the benefits of sitting quietly and contemplating the scripture of this foreign philosophy. For my friends and family at home, the practice for me is really just a few simple steps applied each day. Sitting in meditation, gleaning wisdom from the world around us, and making mindful choices. The practice is simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy. In the years since my initial visit to the temple, I have felt my heart open from studying the concept of the fourfold grace. My body has settled from hours of meditation, and my mind expanding from countless Dharma discussions. What was once a foreign philosophy has since become something very personal and very dear. Perhaps most importantly, I've gotten to know the bright and brilliant folks who make this community what it is. Our temple is filled with kind, patient, inquisitive people. This community, our Sangha, has helped me to become more aligned with my calm and clear true nature. At the same time, my Dharma friends have helped me to see how much work I still have to do, which is why I'm here today. This naming ceremony symbolizes my commitment to the lifelong work of embodying my true nature and embracing a more thoughtful and engaged life. I'm paraphrasing here, but Banana Yashimoto says, when you drop your ego and preconceptions and see deeply into the heart of things, you might start to feel a little uncertain. You may sense that you're now on your own. Won Buddhism challenges me to see my own experiences in new ways. Sometimes that shift in perspective can make me feel a little uncertain. It also forces me to confront the fact that there is no one else but me to answer for my actions or know the progress of my own mind. So in some ways, I'm on my own. But that doesn't mean that I'm alone. I'm so grateful to each person who's here today, everyone joining online, our kimonos, and especially my Dharma sisters for making this journey possible. May we all look deeply into the heart of things together.
Now, Cassie Hansen. Cassie, your Dharma name is Hae-sun. Grace blossoming through meditation. Hae means grace, and sun means Zen meditation. The more you meditate, the more grace and blessings arise from it. Hae-sun, grace blossoming through meditation. Congratulations.
Good morning. My name is Cassie, and I've been practicing at our temple for about 2 years now. Before I came, I had been practicing engaged Buddhism in the Plum Village tradition for several months on my own, and I was looking for a community to practice with who shared similar values. That's not a super interesting story, and what I feel is a lot more interesting is what I have gained since I began to practice with this Sangha. I have gained the counsel of incredible teachers, the love and support of kind friends, and the consistency of a guided practice. I have met elders who inspire me to keep growing up and who I feel I can turn to for wisdom and fair advice. I have felt a sense of peace and acceptance towards aspects of existence that I could barely stand to consider before. I have learned control within myself and how to relinquish the illusion of control outside of myself. I have found room in my heart for contradictory ideas and feelings to coincide in harmony. I have found Dharma that extends beyond the identification of itself and truth that defies a sect or path or place or name. I have loved more profoundly, forgiven actions that I once thought unforgivable, and healed wounds so old that I don't remember even when they were ever inflicted. I have found the things I need in life are already within me, and I have been empowered by realizing that there is nothing within me. I could fill a book with things I have learned from this practice, and probably many more with things I have yet to learn. Reverend Gong says receiving a Dharma name is like getting married. The relationship itself does not change day to day, but the formality of a commitment assures the course of the future in a new way. When I agreed to marry my husband, it was both in honor of the many blessings he had already brought into my life and an acknowledgement that I wanted my future and his to embody the same space. Today, I accept a Dharma name for the exact same reasons: to show gratitude for the growth this practice has already allowed me, and to acknowledge a future where I and my practice go forward together in equal parts of the same life. I feel I have already received many wonderful titles throughout my life: daughter, sister, spouse, advocate, friend. I hope to treat the name I have received today in the same way I have treated those names, as a condition that is innate within me and a privilege I will strive every day to become worthy of. I am honored and excited to continue down this path with this Sangha. I thank this community, both in here and online, for the many blessings you've already given me, and I hope I can return them as a member of the Kyowadan. Thank you.
Thank you. All the Dharma name recipients, please stand up with your beautiful flower bouquets. And let's see if they look different now. Turn around. Look at the audience. Give them big applause. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you. Big bow to the audience. Okay, you want to bow one more time? Big bow to the audience one more time. Thank you. Please be seated. Now we're going to offer a song to celebrate this naming ceremony and our community as a family. We'll sing the song in Korean, and the meaning goes like this.
Are we not meant to meet again? To walk as one upon the path? We met before years ago like this. Our deep Dharma bond goes back 3,000 years. This is the reunion we have been longing for. Now we sit beside each other without words. Do you not feel this joy? This joy? It springs to us from years ago. It springs to us from years ago.
우리 일집 영상회사 운영수제 아니던가 오래 두고 그리다 이룰 만남 듯한 무슨 일고 말없이 아주 잠든 정이 Today's celebration is known as the miracle of the blood seal on white paper, which we now observe as the day of self-transformation. When I first encountered the story about the emergence of blood-red fingerprints on a piece of paper, I was not sure whether I had to literally believe in the event. Now, my focus has shifted to the state of mind of the disciples, their wholehearted trust and belief in Sotaesan's vision for delivering all sentient beings. The 9 disciples felt deeply moved and honored when they were asked, "Would you be with me to liberate us all? Are you willing to give up all your secular desires to realize this vision with me?" Their hearts were full and united with their teacher's mind and heart. It has been almost 30 years since I was ordained. The more I mature on this path, the more I see that a willingness to transform ourselves for the sake of truth and for the sake of all sentient beings continues to be the fundamental spirit of One Buddhism. Our temple practitioner, Patty, said that due to the miraculous nature of this event, there are some who would prefer to downplay the narrative of the blood seal for Western practitioners. She said that to her, the deep commitment and dedication of those first 9 disciples is in itself a miracle. Another practitioner, Pete, said, without the disciples' commitment, one Buddhism would not exist. And Master Sotaesan would not be, he would be a long forgotten lone mystic. He also said, do I believe that the thumbprints turned blood red? It does not matter. What does matter is that one man had become 10, and from this, one Buddhism was formed. It is very meaningful to have a Dharma naming ceremony on this auspicious day. Deep congratulations to our 4 Dharma sisters, Joanne, Ju-An, Carol, Wan Lin, Paige, Do-Jin, Cassie, Hae-sun. When I traveled in Korea, I talked about what it takes to be given and receive a Dharma name here in North Carolina Temple community. Joanne, Ju-An, Carol, Wan Lin, Paige, Do-Jin, Cassie, Hae-sun. You are receiving blessings and applause not only from our family here in the US, but also many reverends and practitioners in Korea send their applause to you. The whole universe celebrates your pure spirit and devotion. So may your focused energy today be expanded and deepened until you fully liberate yourselves and realize the Bodhisattva within you. Congratulations. Now, let's hold this wonderful moment in silence for 1 or 2 minutes. Make yourself really comfortable. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe. From our calm, peaceful, and joyful nature, let us join our palms together and be aware of our friends right next to us, bowing, smiling, looking at the eyes of each other.
Congratulations, Jo-An, Wu-Lin, Do-Jin, and Hae-Sung on receiving your Dharma names today. May your names be a beautiful tool and blessing for your practice. And thank you all for practicing with us today. This morning, right after the service, the young adult group will gather here in the Dharma Hall. This evening at 5 p.m., Our sister temple in Raleigh is hosting a peaceful summer evening meditation. Please join us if you are able. It is a beautiful way to end your day and begin your new week. And many thanks to all of those who have donated to the Won Buddhism Maui Fire Relief Fund. We will continue collecting donations until the end of August. You may donate by check or in person or online, and please note Maui Relief on your payment. We have 2 upcoming retreats. On Labor Day, September 4th, we are hosting a 1-day retreat here at our Chapel Hill Temple. In October, Reverend Gong will be leading a week-long retreat in nature, our true nature, at the Won Dharma Center in upstate New York. A few weeks ago, I went on retreat to the Won Dharma Center. It was a gorgeous place and I highly recommend it. So please check out our website if you want more information. We are always grateful for your generous support to our temple, either as a sustainer or through your individual donations. Any amount is deeply appreciated. On your way out, please notice our offering table, and thank you for those friends who have already shared your kind donations, and many thanks to those who will. Now, let us bow once again to our friends in cyberspace and our friends here at the temple. 감사합니다.
감사합니다. Are we not meant to meet again, to walk as one upon the path? We met before, years ago, like this, like this. Our deep Dharma bond goes back 3,000 years. This is the reunion we have been longing for. Now we sit beside each other without words. Do you not feel this joy, this joy? It springs to us from years ago. It springs to us from years ago. 우리 주 영산 외상 운영수제 아니던가 오래 두고 그러던 이루 만남 두다 무슨 일고 말없이 마주 앉은 정이 삼천여로 더듬네
Are we not meant to meet again, to walk as one upon the path? We met before, years ago, like this, like this. Our deep Dharma bond goes back 3,000 years. This is the reunion we have been longing for. Now we sit beside each other without words. Do you not feel this joy, this joy? It springs to us from years ago. It springs to us from years ago. 우리 주 영산 외상 운영수제 아니던가 오래 두고 그러던 이루 만남 두다 무슨 일고 말없이